Hey everyone, thanks for checking out another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I am your host, Angela. If this is your first time checking out an episode, thank you so much. And if you've been here before, welcome back. This is a pop culture recap episode. I'm going to recap a bunch of things that happened this week. It's been a busy week, a lot of things going on. Let's get to it. We have two breaking news items that we need to discuss. Are you ready? Breaking news item number 1. Lea Michele of Glee can actually read. You heard it here first. She was on on Jake Shane's therapist podcast, and this is a old rumor from like 2015. Someone put out there into the ether saying that Lea Michele cannot read or write. She's like talked about it here and there. She thinks it's funny sometimes, but not all the time. But she was like, I'm gonna prove it that I can actually read. She didn't prove that she can write, so jury's still out on that. But she grabbed the note cards that Jake had for the interview and she started reading off of them. So, alert the media. Lea Michele can read. We can all get a good night's sleep now. Knowing that she can read. She also talked about like Glee drama in the interview. Also, that's not as important as the fact that she is literate. And as a former teacher, I mean, I will always be a teacher in my heart. But as an educator, an early childhood educator specifically, reading is fundamental. And so I'm so happy she can do it. Okay, second item. Bravo just decided to drop a whole bunch of new show news yesterday. So we are getting 4 new shows, which I feel like is a lot. Do we need this many new shows to distract us from the crises at hand? That some of our shows aren't doing too well? That there are things put on pause? Let's fix the housewife shows that are on pause. Or if they're going to be done, then just let us know. Just tell us that they're canceled. Anywho, let's get into it. I am actually really excited about this first one. The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I love that there's going to be another Real Housewives franchise. I think we got to get back to our basics on Bravo. Make the Real Housewives great again. The little blurb that it gave for it said that it's a group of women who all know each other, a very tight-knit community, which I already love because you need to have people who actually know each other and have some history for the show to feel authentic. It's not like the Real Housewives of New York reboot with women who barely knew each other and were just picked and put together on a show. You need people that have some history and some backstory so we can have good authentic fights, you know? Fallouts, drama, rekindlings at the reunion. That's what we need. So I'm very excited for that one. There are some rumors about who is going to be cast. We don't know the cast yet, but I've seen a lot of things on the internet. And yeah, let's just give it to us. I'm excited. I think they're going to start filming this summer, which everyone's like, oh, Rhode Island summer, like that's going to be perfect. I love it. I can't wait. I've never been there. Never been to the Northeast, really. So yeah. Let's do it. I'm excited. Okay. This one was surprising. Ladies of London is coming back, but it's going to be a whole new cast. So Ladies of London was on for about 3 seasons from 2014 to 2017. And Caroline Stanbury, who was one of the cast members on that, moved to Dubai and actually started that Real Housewives of Dubai show that is also on pause. So I'm excited. I never watched it when it was on, but I've binged it and put it on here and there, and it was cute. There's going to be some expats mixed in with some authentic Londoners. So I think it's going to be good. Okay, we are getting another show in the Valley. And if you asked like a couple years ago, like, would you want 2 Bravo shows about a specific area in LA to be filmed that historically is like family oriented, I would have said absolutely not. But let's do it. So it's The Valley Persian Style, and it's a working title, so we don't know if that's gonna be it, but we are getting 3 of our Shahs of Sunset OGs back. We're getting Reza, MJ, and Gigi. I had seen stories here and there on their Instagrams where they posted they're at like dinners together or different events, and there's cameras in the background, so we kind of knew something was coming, just didn't know exactly what. So it's just gonna focus and be centered around their lives and their friends. And I know Sheena is friends with MJ and Reza. She's probably friends with Gigi too. I can just envision a Sheena sighting already, especially it's in the Valley. And it's going to be so great because Reza and MJ are good again. Plus, they've all had some time collectively off of reality TV. I know MJ was on Traitors last year, but all 3 of them haven't been on a show together in a while, and I think that's good. It was good for them to have a break, be rooted in their lives, and then come back together to give us great reality TV. And then the last one we're getting, which I have some thoughts and some feelings and some questions, but it is the highly rumored wife swap show, Real Housewives Edition. So the teaser for it says, when a real housewife takes off her stilettos and steps into a real housewive's shoes, all bets are off as 2 of the most iconic franchises are mashed up to leading to laugh out loud moments, personal epiphanies, and an opportunity to see if the grass is truly greener. It had been rumored that Angie from Salt Lake City, Melissa from New Jersey, Emily from Orange County, and Dr. Wendy from Potomac would be a part of this. But the teaser saying 2 of the most iconic franchises has me thinking it's New Jersey for sure, especially since that show is put on pause. I wouldn't classify Potomac as an iconic franchise, not yet. But also it could be a toss-up then between Salt Lake and OC. Like, OC was iconic in its heyday, and Salt Lake City is iconic as of recent. So again, could go either way, but I don't want this. I don't want to see my housewives in a normie world. It could be fun, especially if they do choose like delusional ones who can't handle living a normal life. But like, I don't need to see Melissa Gorga pretending to like make pasta sauce. And I don't need to see Emily trying to like wrangle some kids. And like car school drop off. That's not what I want. I'll watch it. I'm gonna hate watch it. That's what I'm gonna do. I won't watch it the day of. I'll wait to stream. And I'll hate watch. Watch me like actually love this show. I don't know. Also, I think NBC upfronts are next week, which is when they announce like new summer shows and shows for the fall, renewed things, all that stuff. They bring cast from various shows. So I'm wondering if we'll get some more things at upfronts. I think they are next week. I think that's what I saw. But maybe we'll get a little sneak peek. We'll see. All right, we are done with our breaking news of adults being able to read and new Bravo shows. Let's get into the Met Gala. I know it happened 4 days ago, and in pop culture news world, it's been like 2 months. I still want to talk about it. So the theme was super fine, tailoring black style, with a focus on suiting and menswear, which can kind of limit what you can do. Pretty easy for the men, right? But for women, how do you incorporate that into what you're going to wear? It's like basically who can do the most with a suit style, or really hit that tailored feel, that tailored look, something that is very suited for your body style. And on a night that is encouraged to take fashion risks, there were a lot of plain and just simple looks. Jimmy Fallon, for example, just in a plain black tux or suit. I don't know what the difference is between a tux and a suit. I'm now realizing that. Anywho, I mean, I know his suit is hella expensive, probably more than I make in a month, or maybe around what I make in a month. But still, look basic. Heidi Klum, basic. Just a plain black dress. It's like, girly, you go all out for Halloween. You couldn't get your group together to, like, give us something else unless she was honoring some historical person. I don't know. It was plain. It was boring. Doechii, I, like, loved and hated it. She wore a Louis Vuitton printed suit, but it was a short suit set. And it had, like, the lapels in the back. I really hope I'm using that word right. Lapels, like the long things in the back. And, like, cute, but also, like, give me more. Rihanna did flaunt her newest accessory. Another baby bump. So baby number 3 is on the way and no sight of an album. Her look was almost like a deconstructed suit, which reminded me of Kourtney Kardashian's look when all the Kardashian sisters were invited to the Met Gala that one year. Like, Kris Jenner really got in there and was like, get all my daughters on that carpet. But Kourtney had this deconstructed look, I want to say 3 Met Galas ago, maybe 2. And that's what it reminded me of. Because there were some deconstructed suits, some mixy-matchies. Okay, I absolutely loved Coleman Domingo. He was a co-chair. He had 2 looks. He had this cobalt blue cape with, like, encrusted jewels on the chest area. There's, like, a better fashion word for that. Clavicle? Just on his chest. Which is like a nod to Andre Talley of Vogue, who was just this huge fashion editor, fashion icon. And then he had another look that was more tailored to his body. Janelle Monáe's boxed suit that she wore, love. Tiana Taylor just coming out in everything just like dripping in jewels in this burgundy look. It was so good. Okay, Lewis Hamilton, he was another co-chair. He had this cream suit with a matching beret. Zendaya and Anna Savai, sorry, I said that wrong. Anna Savai from Shogun, they showed up in the exact same cream pantsuit with like a fedora styled hat. Both looked amazing, but I just love that, you know, like, who wore it best? Diana Ross showed up just literally wearing whatever she wanted, and that's okay because she is Miss Diana Ross, but she showed up in a jeweled gown with a train cape jacket thing that almost took up the entire length of, like, the first set of stairs for the Met Gala, which, like, these poor people, not only are you wearing possibly something outrageous, creative, your shoes might be a little out there, might not be like what you're used to wearing, you might also be wearing something tight or something long that could get stuck. Y'all, they have to walk up these stairs in the middle with photographers and interviewers on both sides of them. I would bust my ass in a second. In a second. I'm gonna need some help. And it's not like you can walk on the side and use the railing of the stairs. Like, you have to walk up the middle of those stairs. I'm busting my ass in a second, and I'm suing Anna Wintour for it. Okay. But Diana Ross's look, amazing. She had her family's names embroidered on her cape jacket thing that she wore. So cute. Sabrina Carpenter's no pants look, I loved. She just looks great in anything. I love the chocolate brown color. People are giving her shit for it, but whatever. Also, Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling was top 5 best dressed for me. She had this fitted black dress with cream and red velvet accents. She had this train that almost was like a cummerbund / train with gold jewels. Oh, she looked chic. She looked rich. Mindy Kaling is so rich. And I love her. I also love Zoe Saldana's. She had a fitted look too that had these like pearled buttons on it. Ooh, speaking of pearled buttons, Pharrell had it was a cream jacket that had, I think, like 4,000 pearls hand sewn. Just like absolutely beautiful. Demi Moore was literally a tie, and I love, like, that's the creativity you should be bringing to this type of night. Not just a basic ass dress. Oh, there was a guy, I think his name's Damien. Oh no, I wanted to take his name down, but he showed up in like a race car outfit, and then 2 people ripped off his clothing, and he was wearing this red burgundy suit. Another one that just looked really, really good. There were a lot of good looks, but also a lot that was like, meh, we could have done more. Like, this is not a night for simplicity. Let's talk about what I didn't like. I didn't like Kim, Kylie, or Kendall's looks. Kim had this leather dress, which I have these knee-high boots that are like the exact same print or texture of her leather dress. And I was like, oh, I like literally have those in my closet. But then she had this fedora that was it was like Carmen Sandiego meets Countess Luann from The Real Housewives of New York, and a chain on her. I don't know. It didn't flow. Not my cup of tea. Kendall was giving office chic, but also pretty basic. And then Kylie's was like a little more tailored. It was a corset, but it still could have been more. Also, Anne Hathaway, and I was actually reading today, it was like a nod to Andre Talley and his relationship with Carolina Herrera, which now I feel bad being like, I hated it, but I hated it. Like, or not I hated it, I didn't like it. I would have loved if she would have added like one more piece to her look. She had this jeweled long pencil skirt, and then a white tucked in blouse with a popped collar, gorgeous jewelry. I mean, stunning, and very, very long high pony. I would have loved to have seen like a cummerbund or something to allude to like the suit vibe. Very cinching in the waist. Her waist is already cinched. Anne Hathaway is a vampire, I think, honestly. Like, her and Lindsay Lohan, oh my goodness. They probably drank that gold juice that's in Hollywood that, like, preserves your life. But whatever they have done, they look freaking amazing. And as someone who grew up with both Lindsay Lohan and Anne Hathaway on my screens, I feel like a proud friend for how gorgeous they look. And then Sophia Richie, very simple cream gown with a big bow on her back, but give us more. Ooh, I also really liked Pamela Anderson's. I forgot to talk about her. She had this silver dress, and it was a little boxy on her waist, but you could tell it was like tailored and fitted for her, and then just like stretched a little bit. So it still held shape, but gave her a little bit of room to breathe. Gorge. But you know, it's nice to know that even like uber rich people can still have bad fashion moments. But fun. It's always fun to judge people's looks when you're like at home on the couch in large sweatpants, probably a stained shirt. hair up in a messy bun that makes me look unhoused, but you know, we do what we can. Okay, so I usually start doing notes just like at the beginning of the week, whatever's going on, then I add to it by the time I record. So I was like, ooh, start of the conclave. Like, I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. It literally ended today. I'm recording this on Thursday. It's coming out Friday. So it's done. Which I was reading the past 2 conclaves they've had to do also lasted 2 days. The longest one was 3 days, which, I mean, come on. Make these people sweat it out. Take some time. I'd be like, guys, we can't decide right now. Let's all take a nap. Let's all eat some food. Let's go for a walk around this place. Literally the Sistine Chapel. But like, let's go have a little kiki and we'll figure this out later, you know. But Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, probably saying that wrong, is now Pope Leo the 14th, if I know my Roman numerals. XIV. Because the X is 10. Yeah, I think he's the 14th. But he's 69 years young, from Chicago. That's right, y'all. We got ourselves an American Pope. And there's so many good memes already. They're like, is he going to make Chicago deep dish pizza the new food of the Catholic Church? Is that what will now be blessed? That would get me back into the Catholic Church. You know, I do my little, like, I'll come on Christmas. I'll come here and there. But I did my time, you know, back in the day. But I would come back if they started serving Chicago deep dish in that church. Heck yeah. And then other people were like, does he watch The Bear? Someone else was like, is he going to move the Chicago bean over there to the Vatican? But congratulations to him. Oh, okay. Have y'all seen the pictures, though, while they're waiting for the smoke, right? Like, if it's black smoke that comes out, they haven't decided. If it's white, a decision has been made. There have been seagulls just chilling on the roof of the Sistine Chapel while this conclave is going on. Waiting around, getting right up into the mix, front row to what's happening down there at the conclave. So I was like, what do seagulls mean? And y'all, they're spiritual. I don't remember where I got this from. I just literally Googled, what are the meaning of seagulls? Do they have any meaning? And this is what I got. Seeing a seagull often symbolizes freedom, adaptability, and communication. These birds are known for their ability to navigate between sea and sky, which has led many to view them as messengers between different realms. Y'all, these seagulls are the reincarnated spirits of old popes. They have to be. It says their presence can remind you to embrace change and trust your instincts, just as the seagulls trust the wind to guide it. Seagulls are also seen as a sign of resourcefulness. These birds thrive in diverse environments, whether on sandy shores or bustling cities. If you find seagulls appearing in your life, it may encourage you to make the most of your current circumstances and trust in your ability to find solutions no matter the challenge. I think seagulls might be the new birds of the Catholic Church. But congratulations to everyone involved. And all the Catholics out there who have been watching this. And all the meme creators, all the content creators who have really taken this past week to come up with excellent content about the conclave. I grew up in the Catholic Church. I did all my sacraments. I never heard of the conclave. That probably just speaks to me, though, as a person, of how much I actually paid attention when I was doing, like, my sacrament school and all the extracurriculars they make you do. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Okay, let's get into the Diddy trial. So this week it started with jury selection. Opening statements start next Monday. So the trial is not going to be broadcasted probably due to the sensitivity of everything. But gosh, I mean, when all I can think about is like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Y'all, I watched that live court TV all the time. As much as I could watch it, I was watching it. I was in on it. And it's just probably good that they're not going to be broadcasting this one. But jury selection is going to be finalized today on Friday when this episode comes out. So there's a questionnaire. It's like a 26 questionnaire that the jurors have to fill out, or potential jurors have to fill out. Like, how do they spend their free time? How do they get their news? What are their thoughts on hip hop and rap music? Also, these jurors are not going to be sequestered, which I think is crazy. It's such a high profile case. You would think you would want the topmost security and isolation during this time. They're allowed to go back home, can't talk about the trial at all, can't research anything about it. But it kind of sounds sketchy that they're going to be able to, like, go back to their normal life. Like, after a day in court, you get to go back home and just chill. I don't know about that. Also, they're still doing court drawings, and, like, why are they still a thing? Why can't we just take pictures? Get a camera that doesn't record, take an old school picture and upload it, because these court drawings that we're getting are wild. Diddy is apparently just all white-haired now. I was trying to read just like all his charges and stuff. So the New York Post said Diddy is accused of helming Bad Boy Records as a criminal enterprise that abused and assaulted women, carried out kidnappings and at least one arson, and paid bribes to cover up the illicit acts, along with the freak-offs where victims were forced into drug-fueled, days-long sexual acts. So right now there's about 4 or 5 witnesses. I was reading that there was one witness that they cannot get a hold of. Like, they're having issues contacting the lawyer and the person as well, which is scary. Diddy apparently turned down a plea deal. We don't know the details of the deal. Just know that he was presented with the possibility of a plea deal and they said no. So I guess he just didn't want to hear what it was, just turned it down. But he is being charged with 5 charges, 2 counts of sex trafficking, 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, and 1 count of racketeering. Again, opening remarks are this Monday, the 12th, apparently. Allegedly. We've been liking that word on Bravo lately. Allegedly. His lawyers are making their defense by saying, in Diddy's mind, everything sexual that happened was swinging. So that he wasn't doing it, he wasn't committing sex crimes in his mind because he thought it was all okay, all consensual, all a part of his lifestyle without criminal intent. I freaking can't. No criminal intent, but you allegedly drugged people to perform sexual acts, held them captive for days on end. Oh, I can't. It's disgusting and extremely disappointing growing up listening to his music, thinking he was this, like, amazing rapper, music mogul guy, to just learn how bad of a human he actually is. Like, same thing with R. Kelly. Like, these people are disgusting. But I'll share stuff on here as the trial goes on. Unless it gets just, like, too dark and too much. I do like to keep it light on the pod. Okay, we watched Sinners last week, and I don't think I talked about it when I recorded a Bravo TV recap episode or anything, but if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. If you are able to go into a movie theater and watch this movie. You have a couple hours out of your day on your weekend, go see it. I know IMAX had removed it, but then there was such high demand for it, they brought it back into IMAX theaters for a couple weeks. I think I heard a lot of it has been sold out, but just see it in any old theater. Succumb to the peer pressure of this movie. It makes me want to listen to blues music all day long. I grew up listening to all kinds of music. My dad's a musician, so I grew up listening to like Muddy Waters and Eric Clapton and Steely Dan, but also like Aretha Franklin and Selena. Like, I love everything. And this movie did such a good job of showcasing how blues is really the foundation of all the music we have now. Also, it wasn't really horror. I know it's classified as a horror movie. I am not a scary movie fan. I don't need it. The world is scary enough. I'm good. It was more thriller. And not even really gory at all either. But there's a scene where they are playing music at their juke joint that Michael B. Jordan's, the two Michael B. Jordans, he plays twins. I mean, that should just sell you on it right there. You get to see two Michael B. Jordans on screen, like, go. But they're at their juke joint, they're playing music, it starts off with the blues music, and Miles Canton, I believe is his name, new favorite musician. His voice, like the depth and kind of sultry voice that he has is absolutely perfect for the blues. And to get you in this feeling, I don't know, all I want to listen to now is blues music. They actually have a playlist on Spotify. It's the Sinners official playlist, and it has all the songs from the movie. Freaking amazing. But there is this scene. They start off by playing blues, and then other genres are added every couple seconds, and they put in someone to like go with that music. So there was like a hip-hop representation, disco, funk, country, jazz, rock and roll, and so you see all these people coming out. But the blues song that they started playing in the scene is the undertone for all of the other songs that are played on top of it. And it was just beautiful. The theater we were in had just great surround sound, and it really felt like you were there listening and watching it live. Fantastic. Go watch Sinners. Okay, I watched A Simple Favor 2. I love Anna Kendrick. I think she's a phenomenal actress, but this wasn't needed. Gorgeous location in Italy that they got to film. I'm so happy they got to go work over there. But it gave us nothing for the show. So Blake Lively's character was triplets, but in the first movie, it was only two of them survived, one of them didn't. Spoiler, in this movie, the third one is alive and pretends to be Emily, Blake's main character, at different parts of the film. There's a scene where the bad triplet drugs Emily, gets her onto a bed, starts kissing her. So Emily is like paralyzed from this drug. She can't move, she can blink her eyes, but she can't do anything else. So she's kissing her, whispering to her, "I'm only going to ever make you feel good. Do you want to see what I mean? Blink if that's okay." And then Emily blinks, and she's touching her inappropriately. Someone who is paralyzed and can't fight back. Like, why do we need this incest storyline? It does nothing for the movie. It doesn't add anything to it. It doesn't explain anything about Blake Lively's character that she plays in the film. Like, what is the obsession with incest? Why do they think that that's gonna be a positive for it? I don't know. It's good to have on if you want to scroll something in the background and support Anna Kendrick at least. I really hope there's not a third one. There's no reason for there to be a third one. Don't watch it also. you don't want to. Ooh, okay. Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid are Instagram official. Not gonna lie, I never believed this relationship was a thing, but Gigi just turned 30, which is wild that she's only 30. I feel like she's a little bit older. Ooh, look at me being ageist. But she just had a big birthday party and she posted a bunch of pictures, and one of them is her and Bradley Cooper. She's come out before and talked about the relationship. I just still didn't believe that it was real and really a thing. I don't want to judge, but I will. He's 50 years old. Also looks so good for 50. Incredible skin. Again, Gigi just turned 30. 20-year age difference. Kind of weird. Maybe she's just an old soul. Do we care also? We don't. But mazel to them. Ooh, okay, some Bravo goss. Avi, the fan favorite house manager of Sutton Stracke from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has jumped ship. He's no longer working with Southern Sutton. He has removed house manager from his Instagram bio. Sutton was actually on Jeff Lewis Live earlier this week, and she said, "In my opinion, Avi is no longer working with me." Which is like, ooh, anytime anyone starts a sentence with, "in my opinion," just know, like, it's gonna be a strong message they're about to give. They are gonna try to convince you of something, or like, they're pissed. Either or. Then she said there's no bad blood, that they are still friends, she loves him, he's like family, but is no longer working with her. Everything is working out, it's just things evolve, and he's no longer with me. Yikes. I need a tell-all. I need to know when his NDA expires, if he ever signed one. I'm sure he did. She also said that she's been traveling a lot lately and hasn't spoken to him in a couple months. Double yikes, y'all. Like, who does Sutton have now? Garcelle's not talking to her. Avi was her paid friend. What has she got going now? Like, Sutton's gonna spiral next season, y'all. She also spoke about Garcelle in this interview. She feels sorry for how Garcelle feels about their friendship, had never wanted to hurt her intentionally, thinks they should have a conversation in private later on down the road. Y'all, okay, a couple weeks ago, someone noticed that Garcelle unfollowed Sutton on Instagram. Woo-hoo-hoo! And then they were also like, oh, hold on, she still follows Sutton's stores. So then someone posted that on Instagram, I think the same day, if not the next day, within a 24-hour period, Garcelle went and unfollowed like everything related to Sutton. And I love it. And I love it. Just break. Take a break. I'm good. Wipe your hands clean. Wash your hands clean? It's not wipe your hands clean. Wash your hands clean of the toxicity. I can't wait to see what Garcelle does next. She was just attending a bunch of pre-Met Gala parties. We didn't see her at the Met Gala, but she was partying with everybody that weekend before Met Monday. And I love that for her. To quote Stacey Rush, who quoted Maya Angelou, "and still I rise." Oh, the Beckhams are fighting, y'all. Okay, let's get into some rich people fighting. More rich people fighting. Brooklyn and his wife Nicola, probably said that name really wrong. I always want to say Nicola, and then it reminds me of Ricola, cough drops. Ricola. Okay, Brooklyn and his wife, Nicola. Oh my goodness. Now I'm just getting it all wrong in my head. Okay. They were at his dad's 50th birthday party over the weekend. Apparently there are tensions, according to an inside source. Rumors of Nicola saying that David and Victoria Beckham are narcissistic and verbally abusive. Reports have said that David and Victoria want to talk with Brooklyn alone without his wife, because whenever she is there, she's like always talking back to them or sticking up for Brooklyn, sticking up for her husband in probably what she feels is like unfair and narcissistic situations. He's also apparently feuding with one of his brothers also. And it's so sad. Like, family tensions are no fun, especially with a Spice Girl and a hot soccer superstar. No fun. I hope they can fix it. Or if it is very toxic, then wash your hands clean. No, families gotta reunite. Okay. Also, I just love how we have a Bravo connection now to the Beckhams. That's right. We're gonna talk about it. Summer House is, in my opinion, breakout star. I love Lexi. Justice for Lexi being treated and under this umbrella of F-boyness. Also, I don't like her going back to Jesse in this latest episode of Summer House, which I will do a whole nother episode to discuss that. But girly is young, and, you know, sometimes you get under that F-boy spell. But she is good now. She is out of it. She is clear-headed. But Lexi Wood, she's doing a bunch of press right now for Summer House, and she said that even though she didn't hang out with the Beckhams a lot as a family, that they are a beautiful family and the nicest, quote unquote, and that Victoria is a style icon, duh. Also crazy that Lexi was with Brooklyn for over a year, but she said they dated when they were young, like she was 20, so you're not really like hanging out with families a lot then. But when she dated Baby Gerber, she was with the Gerber family and Cindy Crawford a bunch because they were older. Also, Lexi was on Watch What Happens Live, and apparently she dated Drake. Add another to the list. A Canadian love match. Oh, Love Island's coming back. Are you ready to go back to the villa? Love Island USA will be returning in June. I am not ready to get emotionally invested in Strangers' Love Lives, but I can't wait for it. It is so much fun to watch because they put out episodes almost every day, 4 or 5 days a week. Ariana Madix is going to be hosting again. I cannot wait to see her looks. She is a gorgeous goddess, and I'm just so happy that she gets to host this show again. I can't wait to see the chaos. Last season was my first Love Island season. It was my rookie year, but God, we got invested. Even my husband, we just talk about it nonstop, texting with friends left and right about everything happening. I can't wait to disassociate with Love Island. I have no idea how I'm going to recap it, if I'm even going to recap it, because you're going to just get so much footage every day. But I'm going to do my best to share my opinions and my thoughts because, again, I love to judge and I guess get emotionally invested in people's lives that I don't know. Which is basically like Bravo for me. But anywho, Love Island's back June 3rd. Ooh, Group Chat is back on TikTok. We got another round. Sydney Joe. Follow her on TikTok if you haven't already. She did a hilarious and hella accurate rendition where she plays like 7 different girls texting in a girls group chat. Nothing like the Valley's boys group chat. 2 distinct group chats. Like, this is a great depiction of what happens in a girls group chat. From what we've heard on the Valley, we don't need any depiction of what's going on in that group chat. No, thank you. The first series of group chat was girls getting ready to go to a dinner reservation, and one of the girls wants to invite her boyfriend, which we all know, absolutely not. We're going to a girls' dinner. Ladies, leave your men at home. The club is full of ballers and their pockets are full grown. Actually, we're making the money now, so we don't need the men's and their pockets. I'm just kidding. We would love to get shit paid for. Sydney Jo came out with a new group chat. This time it is a bachelorette party. And they are messaging about room assignments. And if you are a Bravo fan, you know that is an old housewives trope. Probably using that word incorrectly. I am smart. I don't know what trope means though. And it especially reminds me of OG Real Housewives of New York. Sonia and Ramona running and shitting their way through a house, trying to find the best room, and then always making the excuse of, well, we're gonna room together, so we should get the master room. We should get the primary room. Like, we're gonna sacrifice our comfort by sleeping together, but we also want the best room possible. Just like Ramona pooping herself on a cast trip. Oh my goodness, what a mess. But anywho, again, check out Sydney Jo's TikTok, new group chat series, all about the dreaded bachelorette party. I got married during COVID, so we just did like a little dinner out, and then we went and got like daiquiris after. I went to a friend's apartment, and like that was it. Every now and then I'm like, man, I would have loved to have done like a big all-out bachelorette party. But I also feel like, why can't we just do that whenever? Like, let's just go on a girls' trip and celebrate us. Like, we don't need a specific reason. Let's just, like, go spend a bunch of money we don't have. Okay, let's end this episode with the 100 men versus a gorilla bullshit. It now has a Wikipedia for it. So apparently this was a thing back in 2020, COVID years, pandemic. Can you remember? Then it went viral on TikTok in 2022, and now it is back because of Mr. Beast. He tweeted a joke being like, I want 100 male volunteers to take on a gorilla. 1, that's sexist. 2, go for it. Let's see what happens. It's like natural selection, some shit out here. John Bones Jones of UFC wants in on it. He wants to lead the pack. Again, go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Also, do we care? It's also giving like gladiators fighting in the Colosseum to show off. If that's what we're doing, sure. Why the fuck not? There was a tweet I saw. It's a meme of Future, the rapper, texting. And it says, everyone's wondering about 100 men versus 1 gorilla, but I'd fight 100 gorillas for another chance. I was monkeying around and it was understandable why you would ape shit. I miss us. Like, not the internet using this as a line to try to win the girl back. I'd fight 100 gorillas for you, girl. Let me take you out. Let's hang out. Can I come over? No. All right. Well, that seems like a good place to end this podcast. Thank you for listening. I hope you liked it. I rambled about a bunch of shit. I hope it took your mind off whatever you were doing. Helped get you through a little part of your day. I really do appreciate you listening to it, though. All right, y'all. Until next time.